Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Thunderstorm, the best podcast, the coolest podcast, and definitely the only podcast you should be listening to. It's not a hot take, it's the truth. And that's what we're talking about today. Hot takes, I mean, not the truth. We're talking about our hot takes, the spiciest, the most likely to cause burns. We want to ruin some friendships tonight. We want to share with you the things that we think are really bad in the world or really great in the world that really probably were better left untold. I'm Rin, and with me this time is Kaz and Arias.
I am Kaz, and it is Cowabunga time, the suckhole.
Sliv.
I'm Sliv, and I think interspecies relationships should have stayed in Sonic the Hedgehog.
How do you
The pork
follow
chop.
that up?
The pork chopper.
I'm the pork chopper.
Wow, that is a pretty hot take, man.
Yeah, cool down.
I disagree. I'm the pork chopper now.
What the fuck? I just fucking dumbfounded. What the hell? Where did that come from?
Look at me. I am the pork chopper.
Why are you running?
Well, who wants to lose some friends first? I am a little sad that the unnamed guest could not make it here because I know he would have started to argue with me on a bunch of these. But that's, I guess, for the post show. Sorry, everybody, that you won't see my relationship with him deteriorate on podcast form.
I just hope that, we actually have some real hot takes. We just all didn't, come up with lists of things that are oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Like someone comes to the table oh yeah, Mario 1 isn't as good as Mario 3 or something stupid like that.
Fucking crossing that off the list.
Off it goes.
Sonic Amy is a worse ship than Sonic Elise.
You're in a mood today.
It's world!
Sliv's world, let's go.
Oh, God. Alright.
Can we get to an actual hot take?
Okay, sure. Okay, Dark Souls sucks. I hate Dark Souls. I think that any game that has the opportunity to make you lose all your progress... Now, I know it's not all your progress, it's your souls or whatever, but any game that makes you... that has the chance of making you lose all your shit really pisses me off and makes me feel like I wasted my time.
Now, this is only because Kaz can't play any Soulsborne games, so...
I am fucking tired of people telling me to get good.
No,
Okay.
Kaz, you need to get good. You hear me here?
The point of a video game is for me to escape. And when I feel like I am trapped in a fucking monotony machine where I have to constantly backtrack to have the chance to not fucking lose all my progress, I feel like I am a goddamn hamster on a wheel.
Yeah, but
I
Kaz,
fucking hate those games for that.
you're not losing all your progress, and that's the thing there. You're
It's
losing
enough to make
5
me-
minutes of experience points, at most.
It's enough to make me pissed off. Sometimes it's more. Sometimes it's 20 minutes of experience.
Sometimes it is, but that's your fault for not going to a bonfire or a lantern.
Well, fuck you! That's my opinion! That's my fucking hot take!
No, you just don't know how to play the game, and that's my hot take.
Fuck you, asshole!
No, fuck you, ain't shit. You don't know how to play video games.
No, fuck off! Any game that wastes my time like that has to go back to the fucking drawing board.
No, man.
It's all coming together.
Dark Souls and arguably Mr. Shakedown from Yakuza 0 are fair and balanced.
I mean, Mr. Shakedown is one thing, because you just
You lose all your experience points by dying to him?
You
I
could
didn't
just
know
avoid him, though.
Hold on, though. I didn't know it was all your experience points.
All
I
your
thought it was
money
just all
is...
your cash.
Yeah, your cash is experience points in Yakuza 0, bro.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. That's true.
In a way, any cash you spend obviously doesn't go away. So,
Really easy
your
to avoid
boards-
him, though.
Yeah.
Right? He shows up on the map. That's not even a issue. You just take another route. So there's the start of the podcast. I fucking hate Dark Souls. I think it's shit, and I don't like anything that makes me feel like I'm wasting my time. Cowabunga.
Yeah. Starting it off with a heavy hitter. And I can see our sub count going down as we speak.
Yeah. I hope you guys liked 75 while we had it, because now it's going down to at least
74.
Would anyone else like to continue? Dear God.
Now let's hang on it silently for another few minutes.
No, yeah. Do I really need to throw another haymaker, you assholes? Okay. Very well.
Bring it.
Star Wars Pod Racer is the best racing game on the N64 objectively.
I mean, that's not really saying much.
Yeah,
but
that's not
That's
a hot
load
take.
of shit. Diddy Kong Racing's on the N64.
Oh, fuck Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong
Nah,
Racing can eat my
bad.
ass.
Nah, fuck that game. Diddy Kong Racing has nothing on Star Wars Pod Racer, because Star Wars Pod Racer, you feel like you just are speed. You go so fucking fast in that game, and like all the turns and maps, it's all technical. It's all based on like actual skill and not the fucking roll of the dice that is the random item box.
But in Diddy Kong Racing, you feel like you're Diddy Kong.
Yeah, but in Star
That is
Wars
a good
Pod
retort.
Racer, you feel like
That is a good retort. I will say that. However, you don't feel like you're pod racing in Diddy Kong Racing. And in Pod Racer, this is pod racing.
Yeah, Kaz has a point here, you know. Star Wars Pod Racer is a intergalactic slave simulator while you build up enough currency to purchase your life away from Watto. And what other games can you say that you paid your way out of a slave life with pod racing? That's
You're
right.
kind of narrowing the field a
Not
little bit
actually.
here.
Damn, yeah, that's not really a... Well, no, that's a pretty hot take. Yeah, I can't think of any.
Is it a
I will
hot
s-
take if it's like the only game that is pod racing where you leave slavery?
Yeah. I will honestly say, though, like, this is genuinely my opinion. I'm not just throwing bullshit around. I think it is the best racing game on the N64. I also think it's a contender for best Star Wars game. Like, that John Williams is John Williams, right?
It would
Are
be
you,
John
saying
Williams.
the best Star Wars game on the N64?
No,
or
period.
here?
Period. I'd say
Period.
period.
That
I'll call it.
is a hot take.
Motherfucker. Knights
I'll
of the
call
Old
it.
Republic is a thing, okay? Pod Racer ain't got shit.
Yeah,
Or
but
OG
it's like,
Battlefront and OG Battlefront 2.
Hell,
Yeah, but
even,
also-
even Jedi
You're-
Fallen
you're-
Order.
Jedi Academy.
the thing is, you're comparing different genres at that point, right?
There's one Star
No,
Wars
we're using
racing.
Star Wars
Okay,
game in general.
there's like 2 Star Wars racing games, but one of them's Pod Racer. Like you can say, yeah, it's the best Star Wars racing game, but like, no, it's not the best Star Wars game. Eat shit.
I think it has the potential to be. Actually, no.
Yeah, if they, honestly, if they remade it into Knights of the Old Republic, I could see that.
Yeah, if they just completely change, like if like every time he bumped into a car, it's like a JRPG fight.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's got the no, it's a fucking amazing game. I don't know why everyone sleeps on Pod Racer. I love that fucking game.
I mean, I sleep on the bed, but you know.
There is a fucking reason it got re-released. It is fucking worth every penny of like the $20 it fucking is on the Nintendo Switch. There is nothing better than like hitting a straightaway and hitting the turbo button and going so goddamn fast that you don't even know how to control yourself.
Yeah, you know, Kaz, I agree. I disagree with you there, because there's one better feeling than doing that. And that's going to Dave & Buster's and playing the Star Wars Pod Racer arcade game where you control each individual engine with thrusters mounted on the arcade cabinet.
I mean, that's just an expansion of the game I'm talking about.
Oh,
right?
it is, but it's the superior version of the game,
And
right?
then after, you just take a trip to the Star Wars Battle Pod, and you have a...
You
that's
finish the fight.
Yeah, you hashtag finish the fight.
If you
Never
get what we're
enter-
saying.
Just... Alexa, shut the fuck up! Alright, to word to the wise. Kids, never go to the Dave & Buster's Star Wars Battle Pod. Never use it. Just trust me, bros.
Just stay far away.
Uncle Kaz is here to protect you from yourselves. Just don't. All right, now that I've lost all my friends, let's continue. Somebody else, please.
I'm trying to think of like a really good one to. Guys kind of like hit 2 home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to go for a hat trick?
Despite what Kaz feels, pineapple on pizza is a travesty and should never exist.
not a hot
okay.
take,
We're
that's
gonna
just the
switch
truth.
up the fucking. Okay. All right, now the hat trick begins. No, it's salty and sweet, and it's really fucking nice.
I'm not
Fuck you
arguing
guys.
against the taste of ham and pineapple. I'm arguing
You're the
about
one who brought it up, shithead.
No. Ham and pineapple is a fantastic combination. Ham and pineapple on a pizza is a travesty, and whoever invented it should be executed.
I mean, I think in general, anybody who likes pineapple should be fucking shot. But what do I?
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
Oh god, this is more split than I thought it ever would have been.
Yeah.
Pineapple's
Yeah, no.
fantastic. What are you talking about?
Dude,
Talk
like
about the fact that it's not fantastic.
it like burns my throat and stuff.
Well, that's because you literally drank 18 gallons of fucking...
Bleach.
Yeah,
Is that the new lore? Is that I just drank 18 gallons of bleach?
in a single sitting, yeah.
Good for you. That was actually pretty impressive.
You know, you gotta finish what you start, I
Hey.
guess.
Okay, do you want your old pal Kaz to go for the hat trick?
Go
'Cause
for
I
the
will.
hat trick, Kaz.
Okay.
I actually okay.
Okay, realism is gonna kill gaming. I am fucking tired of them spending so many resources on every single wrinkle on a horse's ball sack. More and more, we are going to see absolute bullshit buffoonery that is, oh, look at every pore on this man's face. Oh, it's so realistic. Oh. And there's going to be a giant emphasis on how real everything can be, and all of that is going to take away from people focusing on the thing that actually matters, which is the game. I guess this wouldn't even be a hot take if the unnamed guest was here, because he entirely agrees with this. Whatever. Red Dead 2 is a fucking slog because of the amount of realism in that game. Everything takes so goddamn long. Every time I want to skin an animal, it takes like 12 fucking seconds. I don't like it. And when it comes to trying to escape in a video game, the last thing I'm looking for is realism.
Well,
I
when
think,
you look at Red Dead 2 in specific as an example, I think it's less of a cowboy game and more of a cowboy simulator. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's a time and place for simulators and adventure games.
You say not that there's anything wrong with that, as if it's like the gay thing from Seinfeld. So I immediately think you're thinking of Ram Ranch when you say cowboy simulator.
It rocks.
It rocks. Really
It
rocks.
No,
Man,
but like when
Rockstar really had something going on with Red Dead Redemption 2, apparently. I never played it.
welcome back to Saucer Lost with the Vanderlyn gang. Yeah, but like Red
Continue,
Dead 2
your point, sorry.
is a good cowboy simulator, not necessarily a good cowboy action adventure game. Right? There's different reasons people enjoy different kinds of games. Right? And I can see the Germans in particular really liking their cowboy simulator, just like how they like their forklift simulator and their Dogboy simulators.
I mean, the way I see it, I think realism is fine in games. It just depends on what kind of realism you're talking about, right? Like, if you look at Far Cry, for example, Far Cry 6 just came out, and people are sick and tired of, the past few games being the same thing, and they're feeling the same, right? But what a lot of people want is for them to go back to the realism of Far Cry 2, where everything had a lot more detail, and there's just a lot more realistic things you could do. Like you could shoot off, say a branch or whatever, right? And that sounds like a stupid idea, but the whole realism about that game kind of set it apart from the rest of the franchise, and it gave it its own sort of identity, right?
One thing I heard the most about Far Cry 2, sorry, Sliv, is that it had really realistic fire mechanics or something like that.
Yes, it did.
And I can get behind that.
I think it really comes down to what kind of realism and how it benefits the game, because I think going for hyper realism, for example, with Red Dead 2, that obviously was a mistake, right? Because the game, I don't mind the game being slow, but it was too slow to the point where I stopped having fun, for a lot of things. Like, I think the game was good, but it could have been so much more if it wasn't wasting so much time on needless bullshit.
My problem with realism is that no matter how realistic you attempt to make a game, there are always going to be absolute slapdick glitches that entirely turn that on its head and make the whole thing and just completely break immersion and just cause dissonance with the player in this world. I don't think like a fully immersive video game is ever going to be possible unless we're talking like, I don't know, like some fucking Sword Art Online bullshit, but feel like I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, I think realism bad, personally. Not personally. Hot take. Fuck y'all. There's my hat trick.
I'm gonna take it to an even bigger extreme.
Oh, here we go.
Hot take. I think gaming as a whole has been on a downward trend since the 360, PS3, and Wii generation.
Bro, this is hot takes. This is not to state the obvious.
Well...
But yeah, no, I actually agree with that.
Well...
I mean, I'm having difficulties actually arguing with that because some of my favorite nostalgic moments are from the PS3 era.
Here's the thing, I don't know if it's more like a dumb kids get off my lawn take or a hot take to say that.
I think it's one of those things where it kind of depends, because I think in a lot of ways gaming has gotten better, but maybe in a lot of the ways that matter, gaming has gotten worse.
Like microtransactions immediately come to mind.
Monetization and stuff like that has definitely gotten worse. But I would say creativity-wise, we've seen a lot of crazy shit that would never have happened before, right? Look at something like Watch Dogs, an open-world Grand Theft Auto-style hacking game. Who the fuck would have ever greenlit that, back then?
Yeah, absolutely. And not to mention everything that's come out of VR, and while that's not anywhere where it needs to be, it definitely has potential. I know I just ranted about how much I hate realism and the immersion of realism, but VR has a lot of potential, and that's certainly it's certainly a testament to where games have gone. But at the same time, yeah, you've got things like, well, what's that one clip I just posted from that one basketball game? I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't even know if it was a basketball game. Fucking Jake from State Farm. I don't know. Did you guys see this fucking clip I posted earlier today in video?
No.
There is a legit in-game ad that's not even an ad. It's just an NBA. It's like the player-created NBA character talking to literally a State Farm employee in-game, and while they are saying the shitty State Farm slogan, and the State Farm employee offers the player State Farm, quote, drip, quote.
Whoa, how can you do my boy Jake from State Farm that dirty, Kaz? Everyone knows Jake from State Farm.
I don't give a fuck, man. Like,
dude,
get
I
that shit out of my $80 game.
Drake from State Farm?
Yeah, Drake Bell from State Farm.
I never thought.
He really can't find the door hole now, can he? Oof. Yikes. Maybe I should go for a hat trick on the edgy jokes. But no, just get that bullshit out of my game, man. Like that, I paid $80. Fuck you. But again, this is hot takes. This is my apologies for stating the obvious. I'm agreeing with you again.
Rin, did you have anything else you wanted to? Because that was your point. Did you want to add anything onto that or no?
No, that was just my main point, was that I figured that was going to be a little bit more spicier than it ended up being, because, like, I figured, like, at least one person was going to be like, nah, you know, like, the newer stuff's better.
You know, I want to tell you that the PS4 is, like, way better than the PS3, but the reality of the situation is I played my PS4 like a quarter of how much time I spent on my PS3. And I don't know if that's, like, life, or the games are different, or the way I game is different with spreading my library across various systems.
I want to say all of the above.
Probably. I will say that things feel a lot less magical than they were before. So yeah, sorry, bro. It's not a hot take. I think we have a group consensus, actually.
Damn. I forgot that the world's kind of monetized magic at this point, where it's nothing as fun as it used to be.
And tell me about it. $12 for a booster pack ain't fucking helping anybody. Yeah. Fuck you, Wizards of the Coast.
Sliv, you got anything you want to bring up?
For the whole podcast, bro? You done?
Sonic shouldn't have flesh arms. And they should be blue, bro.
You're on a roll with Sonic-related things. Man, also, like, I agree with you.
The GameStop pepper spray. With the person who shall not be named.
I mean, isn't the blue just his fur, though? And maybe he doesn't... Or maybe he shaves his arms or some shit. I don't know.
They changed it for, like, one sub-series, and people made a stink about it. I don't know.
Because he got a fucking promotion thing from Dollar Shave Club, so he cleaned up his arms.
Are you sure it was Dollar Shave
Club? Well, no,
it's
the opposite.
Harry's
it was the opposite, yeah.
Yeah, Harry's hair razor.
Just adds hair as it goes.
Cuts you and you grow hair. Yeah.
It's just like some freaking like double-sided tape with some other guy's hair on it.
Hey, maybe Sonic started using keeps.
Wow. On his arms.
Hair.
Hey, Keeps, call us.
Yeah, call us. We could. Two people in this call could definitely use a sponsorship. All right. Whew.
Not a hot take.
All right. We got a hot take for you guys. Back? Here we go, baby. Here we go. Mario Kart DS was the best Mario Kart game.
Ooh.
That's...
What?
It had a spectacular netcode. It actually fucking worked.
Okay.
That's the main thing. It actually fucking worked.
Okay.
I mean, Nintendo and netcode don't go hand in hand, so...
It had a solid frame rate. Almost, like, I can't even think of any hiccups when I played that game. It looked pretty good. A little bit blocky, but that's DS graphics. It honestly looked pretty good. Solid roster with some surprise picks like Rob the Robot, and I think it's Drybone's first game actually, so quality character. One of my favorite things ever, you got to design the emblem of your car, and everyone you played against could see that emblem. Now, if I had a dime for the amount of times I saw a penis on a car, I would not be on Thunder Club. I would be in a mansion right now. But it was really cool that they let you express yourself in that way. And I saw a lot of really creative artwork as well. And you'd be surprised with how much people could do with like a handful of colors and like a square of pixels. It was a really cool thing that they'll never bring back because Nintendo's scared that people will draw dicks, because they will.
They will. They will.
It's inevitable. But it was also awesome that they let you do that. And it had a solid map selection. TikTok Clock was a quality fucking map. Solid versions of Rainbow Road. If there was one problem with the game, I think it's the controls, because it's on a DS, so you got those... It's kind of... I don't know. It did make you cramp up a little bit if you're holding that A button for a while, but overall, Wi-Fi Races was probably the best addition in a Mario Kart game to date. I can't think of a better one, and yeah, I think it's the best game in the series.
How about I have a hot take off your hot take?
Well,
Mario Kart 8 is one of the weakest games in the series.
8 or
if it weren't for we'll lump them together.
Lump them together, all right.
If it weren't for Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance, I would say it is the weakest.
I don't have an argument with that.
The thing is, I can't argue with that because, holy fuck, Pork Chopper. Remember back in the day when we tried to play together in that fucking game?
Yes, I sure do.
We both bought this goddamn game.
Didn't mean join. Join another fucking game with a bunch of random people that you don't want to play with.
Absolutely ridiculous. Nintendo Wi-Fi is a goddamn shit show nowadays.
Always has been.
For some reason, not on the DS.
I want to say it's getting better, but it's not.
There's my fucking hot take. Nintendo Wi-Fi on the DS was spectacular almost all the time.
And that was free.
I don't fucking know why. I can't give you a good reason why, but the most positive time I have had online in a Nintendo console has been on the Nintendo DS.
How was online on
Figure that one out.
Wii U?
For the Wii was dog shit. Wii U.
I think it depends on what you're doing on the Wii with online. Like, I remember the web browsing, like, all things considered was perfectly fine. I remember, like, connecting was pretty easy.
Pretty fucking low bar, though. Yeah, the browser worked.
YouTube
Look,
like, Netflix
it was
worked.
still, yeah, you could, like, go on YouTube and stuff, and, like, you couldn't, like, when the 360 launched, like, you couldn't go on, I think it, like, obviously the browser took a while for the Wii, but, like, you, like, unless you had a YouTube app, you couldn't go on to YouTube on the 360, for example.
Yeah, true.
I think you could on the PS3, though.
I'm legitimately trying to think of my online experience on the Wii, and I've sort of come to the conclusion that I don't think I played too many online games. I think generally the best ones were offline, like Super Mario Galaxy and what games did we have? Yeah, Skylanders.
Skyward Sword.
Okay.
Skylanders.
Actually,
Steel,
I'm gonna.
No More Heroes, Mad World.
Because we're talking about the Wii, I have one that might actually hit some boxes as a hot take.
Okay.
Super Smash Bros. Brawl is the best value that the series ever saw.
Define value?
What you got for what you paid for.
What?
I don't know if I agree with that, mainly because our dollar has gotten like 4 times worse since the release of Brawl.
Fucking ignore the value of the dollar. I mean, like, what you got for what you paid for. Like, if you got it at full price.
Editor, you got a map editor with online. You got online.
You got Subspace.
There's a map editor in Brawl?
Yeah, there's a map editor in Brawl.
Oh, it'd be cool if they had that in fucking Ultimate.
Subspace Emissary was a... Yeah, they added it all.
Oh, I didn't even remember that. Okay.
Subspace Emissary was legitimately the one and only attempt at a campaign with a story. And I thought it was pretty cool as a kid, I gotta say.
You still have all the trophies to collect with all the information for all these different characters from all over the place. You have the first third-party characters before, like when it was still insane when any character got announced.
Mm-hmm.
I swear Nintendo's been trying to recapture that magic ever since, and they've struggled a lot with it. It feels like it's gotten to the point now where when there's a Smash character announced, people are pissed off it's not who they wanted, instead of losing their mind that it's Snake in the reveal trailer or Sonic being announced.
Well, I think that's more a franchise developing than anything else, right?
But I'm still saying, like, that was the start of the third parties. You had the masterpieces, which were playable demos of some of the games that the characters came from.
Yeah. No, you know what, Ren? You've actually kind of won me over on that, because the Subspace Emissary, you know, say what you will about its story writing, it is the one instance of, like, an actually cool co-op campaign in these games that's worth playing. Like, I play Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm playing through... What even is
World
the
of
campaign
Light.
mode in that? Whatever it's called. Yeah. I played through it once, and it gets actually pretty repetitive. I played through the classic mode. It also is incredibly repetitive. I know they had a bunch of other half-baked ideas for like sub games, like oh god, like that stupid board game one in the in Smash 4.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it felt like all the bonus shit after Brawl just seemed so secondary. And yeah, you're right. All of it was focused on, man, what new characters are we getting, rather than people being excited about what features the game had. I personally agree with you, but say your point, Slave.
To play devil's advocate, didn't a couple years ago most people think Subspace Emissary was the worst thing that happened to Smash Brothers and it was hot dog shit?
Those people are wrong.
Yeah, those people are full of shit. Those people have a hot take.
Yeah. I know.
I guess maybe we have the hot take that it's actually like...
Like,
If
I like
people think it's
Subspace.
dog
I
shit,
played
then
it
yeah,
like
I think-
thrice.
Yeah, it's great. I love that fucking campaign.
And like...
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you restarted a Subspace campaign, it would reset your character roster.
I don't believe so, because you could have multiple save files for Subspace as well.
Because I remember something janky happening there. It's like, ooh, let's play Subspace again. And it's like, oh, where the fuck are all my characters?
In Subspace itself, if you start a new campaign on your old save file, it'll delete all the characters from that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Because you have to get them through the story. It wouldn't make sense if, like, you see Mario get flung away because you pick Kirby, but you can still pick Mario to play as.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, out of Subspace. I think something janky happened with my save. Because I restarted the Subspace playthrough, but when I was done playing Subspace for the day, it's like, okay, let's do some, like, target smash. It's like, where the fuck is... Where is everybody?
Did you just, like, delete the save file from your Wii itself instead of, like, starting a new game?
No, I'm not that stupid. You have to go into, like, 4 menus to do that. No, I did it from inside the fucking game. And it's like, oh, let's redo Subspace. And I guess I saved over my old one, which did some weird bullshit.
Okay, well, anyway, if anyone thinks Subspace is garbage, I guess we have the hot take, lol.
Taboo is garbage, though. Fuck him. Who is he? Giant blue butterfly man? Dr. Manhattan? Fucking poser piece of shit?
Hey, man, like, you could say the same thing about the fucking hands in Smash Bros. It's like,
Fucking
yeah, they kinda
Crazy
do their own
Hand is a
thing.
master hand poser? What the fuck is this shit?
like, who cares? It's just the last boss of these games.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I remember, like, it was super cool, like, when you go to fight him and, like, the story and Sonic shows up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you'd think that's super cool, you fucking...
Look, I'm not the one who's
not
mentioned
gonna say
Sonic, like, 5 times this podcast.
Yeah. It is a cool moment, though. I'll give you that. Yeah. I'll give you that. Anyway, I'm glad we've all talked about things that the Pork Chopper has no insight on because he hasn't fucking played Brawl. Let's move on to the next hot take.
Okay, I've got one. I think that Game Pass style subscription services eventually are going to be the future of the game industry. I think every publisher is going to have their own.
Here's the thing. I agree that it's going to go that way, and I'm pissed about it.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
I am a huge advocate for physical media. Like, I've talked about it probably like in 3 different podcasts at this point, how important physical media is. And if we end up in a situation where we have a Games Pass like service kicking around for every single game that's coming out, and they lose a copyright all of a sudden, that game's just gone forever.
Yeah.
Like, unless someone leaks it at that point, you're never going to be able to play that game again, and it'll just be lost because of copyright bullshit, which is not even a hot take to say that copyright bullshit is the worst thing to happen to gaming. Frankly, if you're making a car game, just like make an off-brand version of every car.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, like, if you look at how many developers have shut down because a game has failed, right? Or you look at when we lost the original THQ, right, because they couldn't cope with modern development. But if you take something like Game Pass, let's say you've got 25 million users at $10 a month, that's $3 billion a year where you can keep, developing your games You can release them whenever you're ready. You don't have to, focus on day one revenue. You can delay it as much as you need to, and you have that consistent stream of revenue. You don't have to worry about a game failing because there is no failure anymore because you're constantly raking in money.
It would also, if that becomes the standard, it'll be the death of indie games. That might be a hot take saying in of itself. I think that indie games rely so much on being able to actually like purchase it outright.
Yeah.
Because if you can play it at any time, then it's going to be less alluring. Like if it's just like, oh yeah, you have all the AAA games already, you're probably just going to gravitate towards what's advertised more.
If you see Agent Moo across a wall of Doom Eternal, Halo 4, like Halo Infinite, X, whatever amazing game just came out, like, it's just going to be a harder choice to make for people. And yeah, no, I think Rin's right.
I agree. Yeah.
This is again, I do feel like that argument is a slippery slope, but as we said in the digital only Thunderstorm podcast, it is scary to think that might happen, and I think we all need to brace for impact and support the little guy while we still can.
Yeah, the thing is, I think I think the average gamer, they would support something like that because from a value proposition, most gamers don't give a shit about owning their games if they can play as many games as they want for less money. So, like, unfortunately, it's
That's
probably
true.
going to go that way. And
Yeah.
indie games are going to get screwed in the process. Game ownership is going to get screwed. Anytime a game gets taken offline, it's going to be completely gone. So there's no preservation anymore.
Yeah, it'll be a nightmare, and I don't like to think about that situation because if I can own a game physically, I will. That's generally how I look at it. There's like a couple I haven't picked up physically, like I haven't picked up like a physical copy of Undertale or something like that. But like for the most part, I try to get a physical copy if it's a game I like very much.
Yeah, I would hope that they still do physical, but I think not this generation, but I think when the next PlayStation and Xbox come around, at least one publisher is going to probably go subscription only for all their games. I would not be surprised.
The other
it's
issue,
probably going to be somebody like, I don't know about Activision, but I wouldn't be surprised
EA.
if somebody like Ubisoft did it.
The other issue with that is like Games Pass could potentially end up in a Netflix situation where, yeah, right now it's an amazing proposition value wise. If you're just looking to play games and you don't care about owning games, like it's hard to like deny the value Games Pass holds. But if all of a sudden every freaking developer that has more than 2 games under its belt is like, hey, we just picked up some rights to some Atari games or something, and we have our own streaming service now.
Yeah.
And like our 2 headliners are the 2 games we put out, and then we have a whole bunch of random crap. Now, video games are cable TV. You have to subscribe to which channels you want.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean that is how it is on Netflix, where you've got like, a handful of really good content that you want to watch, and then just, pounds and pounds of filler.
I am.
Do we want to ruminate on the unfortunate future we're all about to die in, or
I
do
think
we want to continue the hot takes?
Way too many times.
That's a hot take. I'm going to talk about it a few more times.
No, we mentioned
what's the next
every
podcast?
What's the next hot take, you ask? The next hot take was that Skylanders was an amazing idea, and I wish that Toys to Life, somewhere past Amiibos, was still a functioning thing that games were designed around. I really, really, really liked Skylanders when they came out. I thought the gimmick of having a statue that was a memory card of a character that I could play on my Wii and have that game, and then take that character and play on my 3DS with that same character and level them up, and then play on the 360 and that also be a different game. To clarify, all these 3 ports were different games where I could use the same character. I thought that was really, really cool and special, and being able to have that memory card on a character and then just like have the statue of that character was awesome. I am really sad that amiibos will never go there again. Well, amiibos never went there, but I am really sad that amiibos will just be like, touch the Samus amiibo to give her another memory, another fucking missile tank, or whatever that British lady said in the shitty Metroid Dread trailer.
It is kind of surprising that Nintendo, of all people, didn't try to cash in on that. Because they
Well, they did.
money.
No, they
Amiibo
did.
are everywhere.
Amiibo are
No,
fucking
Amiibo
everywhere, and they're
was
selling the
like,
heck out.
like a game, like a specific game that you use for that, right? To get
They
people
did.
They did.
They
and It
did.
was called Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, and it failed so
Oh, okay.
hard
Well,
that
I fucking never
Nintendo
heard of
lowered
that.
the print count of Amiibos, and they haven't been up to that rate since.
I was gonna say they also did that. They also did this Mario versus Donkey Kong game for the 3DS with incredibly limited amiibo functionality, but it was like based around owning amiibos and using those characters in the game. But there's been
Mario
Sorry.
Maker 1.
yeah,
Every
but
single amiibo gave you a playable character.
that is
Really?
true.
And then they
Uh,
removed it in Mario Maker 2.
They removed it, but B, that's like, again, that's like a one-time thing. That's like you get the power up that turns you into that character, and that's optional, and it's not like you can play that in every single stage.
Yeah.
I mean like a character that like progresses in stats that you can use in multiple games, and you don't have, and it's like, again, the statue itself functions as a memory card, and it feels like you're actually like, I don't know, it's nice to like feel like you've leveled this physical thing up and use it in something else. I really think that's a cool idea, and maybe I just like gimmicks too much, but I am really sad that Skylanders is dead.
I'm pretty sure
Skylanders,
Kaz just
that
has
was a-
too much money and not enough of the same video game to spend it on.
Skylanders, that was around like 2008 or
10.
9, right?
Tanya.
10, okay. Because I remember a lot of times I'd be in EB games and I'd see like parents looking at that. And I remember quite a few times where parents didn't want to get into it because they're like, "Oh, I gotta pay all this money to keep playing."
Well, yeah, it was rated A for adults, and it had a lot of sexual content, so it makes sense that
What the fuck?
they wouldn't want to buy it.
No, it's just because they see it as like a money sink, unfortunately.
I mean, it kind of was.
It
Kinda is.
It absolutely was.
You want
That's
to
like
tell?
a big
You want
thing
to tell
for me to
the audience the magic number, Kaz? How much you spent on Skylanders?
I don't have a magic number. All I know is I bought like 10 of them, and the game. So
How much was each character?
about $10 a pop.
All right, time for me to hashtag crack my
Finish the
knuckles and hashtag put Kaz in this filthy place, because I probably spent about $1,500 on Amiibos.
I mean,
I
In his-
have all
Rin's the
but
one who's trying to shit on me by
yeah.
getting my number, but I guess you could just publicly out yourself
Oh,
for how
yeah.
many fucking amiibo you own, lol.
I am only missing 5 out of the released Smash Brothers Amiibo.
Which ones are you missing?
I am missing both Corins. I am missing Cloud, Player 2. Sorry, I'm only missing 3 that are currently released.
Are you talking about all amiibo ever?
No, out of
No,
all the
just the
ones
Smash.
just for Smash Brothers,
Oh, okay,
which is a
geez.
total of what, 89?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, it's more. 89 is the wait.
80
No, I'm
number.
wrong.
89 is the fighter number, but there are 2 Bayonetas.
There's alternate versions. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 2 Clouds, 2 Corins, and then the ones that aren't released yet. But I have all of them other than that. They started out as $12.99, then our dollar crashed and they went to $15.99, then our dollar crashed and it went to $21.99, but now they're $24.99. Sometimes
prices-
$29.99.
okay. The prices also went up in general, so it's not like it's just, oh yeah, our dollar's worth nothing. Like, it did go up because they
It did go
increased
up.
quality.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
I feel like different retailers charge different amounts. Because I'm pretty sure at Best Buy, I've seen certain amiibos for like $29.99.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not fucking paying that.
Anyway, I'm glad we sidetracked to find out how much money Slave has spent on his amiibos.
Do we want to go over my gacha spending again?
No, we're good.
There's
Point
no
is-
hot takes related to that.
Toys to Life was great, and I wish an actually good game would be made with them as the focus. That's my point.
Gacha
no
games
problem.
are fun, but they're also mostly predatory.
Did you play Starlink?
No.
That's the Star Fox one, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the last Toys to Life game I can think of.
Yeah, it seemed kind of lackluster.
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah, the main levels are but the Star Fox shit on the Switch is supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard similar things.
Alright, what's the next hot take?
Okay, I have one. Game collectors, for the most part, are worse for gaming as a whole than people who don't buy any games at all.
But I like collecting games.
Yeah, I do too. I'm saying like people who are like super hardcore collectors.
How so?
Nah, fuck that. I say fuck that. Let the boys own their games if they want to own their games.
No, I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like the people who they go out and they buy five copies of a game because they need one to keep, one to preserve, one to play, one to display, one to like
What are they?
wipe their
amiibo
ass with.
collectors?
I think I'm
Or,
just
like-
fine with. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm just fine with that if they're not scalping. If it's all for personal use and you have this like strange finicky habit of just like needing to own 5 of the same thing, and that's just your thing, I don't think that. I mean, yeah, it makes it a bit harder for everybody else to find it, but like, I don't think that's a really big problem. I'll be honest with you. I think
don't
that's
know.
I think it's a weird kink.
Maybe I'm just
I
a
think
little
they
bit
jack off
jealous.
to it. I
but,
think
like-
they want to fuck those games.
Well, I hope
Hot
that they
take.
don't ever. Damn. Well, I hope they don't sell them at that point. Jeez.
Oh no, maybe
hope
they'll
they
just
do.
drain their blood into their games instead.
Look,
Oh,
I've
wonder.
cleaned enough blood out of cartridges for one lifetime. That's not a hot take. That's just a fact.
Sorry, Ren. I feel like I've been interrupting you a lot. You can say your point now.
Oh, we're pretty much done now because
I'm
like,
talking.
I pretty much just got shut down. It's just like, yeah, no, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah,
I guess the flame on that hot take burned out pretty quickly.
look, man. Look, I mean, you could. I thought you were gonna say this whole point about no, like it's terrible for the market. and
I
all
mean,
this.
like, it is terrible for the market. I think, like, the bigger issue I think of, though, is, like, when people get together and they just decide, we're going to own all the copies of this game, and it'll be some game that's kind of hard, like, not insanely hard to get a hold of, but, like, you know, it's not super common, and they just buy up, like, every copy they can find in a little group. And it's
Yeah,
just
but
like, you can't fucking play this game anymore.
But usually, like the purpose of that is usually like scalping, right? Like create limit the supply, and you've got whatever price you want.
There are some though that'll just like sit on a game because they have the ability to set the value.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's the point he's getting
I'll
at.
hoard the game and then I'll drip feed the market. Like that's completely different.
You buy
Kinda-
up all the copies so nobody can buy them, and then you can charge whatever you want.
Again, that feels like less like game collecting and more like long-term scalping.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know,
Also-
like a long-term scalping scheme.
I will also add that there are a lot of people that get into game collecting that don't know how to take care of what they're purchasing.
Oh yeah, those people are monsters.
Where like you'll have someone that like, oh yeah, like my NES didn't work because I didn't clean the cartridge or whatever one time, so I'm just gonna either throw it out or like I just like bought all these games, so I'm throwing them out too, or I took this game, there's only 10 of them on the planet, and I just happened to have it, and
Mhm.
I like modded it, like I just like cut it open because I didn't want to use the screws, and like put a USB stick in it, 5-minute DIY style. Like, there is cases where someone buys something incredibly rare and then just ruins it because
out of stupidity.
they're just ignorant. More ignorance. And there are people that are like, oh yeah, I'm a hardcore collector, that's why, I have this NES, and like the next month they like smash it or something. I don't know, maybe I'm just overprotective of, maybe I'm gatekeeping a little bit. But this is the Hot Takes podcast, and I think there are quite a few people that are game collectors in name that are just so terrible for it as a whole. Or like, this part of it won't be a hot take. Like, if you're one of those people that like goes and like harasses people doing garage sales, like at 6 a.m. because you want that sick video game deal. I don't care if you're reselling. I don't care if you're keeping it for your personal collection. Like, you're just an asshole. Not a hot take. I'm just spitting facts.
Agreed. Yeah. No. We want to get to the next hot take, gentlemen. Okay, sure.
All right.
I got you. Boys.
Okay,
I got you, boys. The N64 controller is fucking rad.
Dude.
There's
I
nothing
think-
wrong with it,
I
bro.
agree.
Okay, all right.
It's shot down. I know a lot of people that hate it though. Like,
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
no.
well, for all of those morons, sorry, you
Those
saying,
people
Slim?
are wrong, and the only reason that people hate on the N64 controller is because it's like, oh, how do I hold this thing?
the reason that someone might not like the N64 controller is because they didn't grow up with it and they don't want to learn how to use it.
It's
I mean,
not even
I grew
hard.
up with it, and I think it was shit back then, and it's just as shit today. And I prefer keeping the middle of my hands intact.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's only
Maybe
one
you
game.
have the
though,
fucking
folks.
hot take.
That's only one game that ruined your hands.
Don't get me
That
wrong,
was enough.
the N64 has a kind of weak control stick, but it was also like an early control stick. So like you kind of got to give it a little bit of wiggle room, I think.
I gave it plenty of wiggle. Okay, that's the problem.
I think a huge component of why people hate it is it's like, how do I hold it? And the brilliance of it is however the game wants you to. It's so malleable with basically 3 different ways to hold the fucking thing. I don't think there are any games that make you hold it upside down or
There's
anything
2
like that.
ways to hold the
Somebody
controller, Kaz.
No,
Not
there's 3.
No, there's 3 ways, and they're
There's
all
3.
wrong.
What do you mean there's 3? What game? Name me one fucking game where right
I can't
hand...
name you a
No,
game.
no,
I don't
Kaz,
know if it
Kaz,
exists.
Name me one game.
I can't.
Exactly. So
I'm
there's
telling you,
2 ways
can't.
to hold it.
But there could have been 3.
There could have been 3,
There
but
could have
what
been a
kind
person
of
who's like-
no? What kind of ridiculous fucking ass fucking idiot
Okay.
developer?
Whoa, jeez.
There is
What?
nothing wrong with
Ex-
having your right hand in the middle and the left hand on the left side. There is
Yes,
nothing
there
wrong
is.
with that.
What
No,
kind
there
of
isn't.
What kind of
So,
idiot
Liv.
developer is going to be like, oh, I'm gonna put all my controls on a D-pad? No
You know-
developer.
you know,
Did you
Slim-
play
Exactly
every game
0
on the system?
developers.
Sliv has a point. There's actually 4 ways to hold the N64 controller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Up your
Slim,
ass.
Did you play every N64 game?
No.
So then you
No.
don't fucking know, do you?
So like, hear me out.
You
Hear me
should.
out. So like, you can.
Both of
You
you
can
need
hold
to shut
it-
the fuck up, because I got some shit to tell Slim, okay?
No.
The fact that it's an option is amazing, okay? Fuck you. If a game developer- If a game developer wants you to put your fucking right hand in the middle and your fucking left hand on the left side, there is nothing wrong with that.
But
There
what's
is
your
absolutely
controls
nothing
gonna be?
wrong with
What
that.
kind of game are you gonna play where
I
your
don't
only
know.
options are moves?
I don't know! I don't know a game! But the fact that it's an option is amazing!
It's not an option.
Yes, it is! Yes, it is! If you can hold it like that, it's a fucking option!
I can
Fuck you!
I can shove the middle part up your ass. Is it a
Oh, shut
fucking
up, you
option?
ass!
Hey, that's legitimately a good way to hold it. You put your hands on the side and you control the stick with your ass. That's perfectly usable.
I guess there's 5 ways
Yeah.
to hold the controller.
Wait, what's the
Okay,
fourth
hear me
one?
out. Hear me out. So you can hold it like Actually, no, there are. Okay, so there's actually like 5 ways. So you have like hold it on the two sides.
What are you talking about, dude?
Hold on. So you can hold it on the 2 sides. You can hold it like left and middle, right middle. Hold it just the middle with the control stick. Or you can dual wield N64 controllers in a couple games.
Can you imagine?
Oh wait,
No, people have done that with Pod Racer or whatever.
Yeah, you can actually do that. You can actually
yeah.
dual wield.
Dual wield the
N64
best fucking racing game on the N64. My guy.
That's what we
Man.
were hoping for.
This was the Hot Takes podcast, but all of it seems I am the king of them so far.
Hot take: cheaty face should be permanent legal.
We're in a completely different realm now.
Oh, it's a game. It's fine.
Hot take, Magic the Gathering's a little bit overrated. As someone who plays Magic the Gathering, it's a little bit overrated.
It is a little overrated.
Shit! Okay, here's a hot take. I don't like the SNES controller.
I can understand that.
What's wrong with
Fuck. Okay, so it's just...
I just want to hear your reasoning, yeah.
Almost everything that the SNES controller does, minus the shoulder buttons, is actually done better with the Genesis controller. The Genesis controller is more comfortable to hold. The 6-button one and just has all the buttons on the face, where with a 2D game you're more likely to use them, with the exception of maybe some platformers. And I've never liked how it feels in the hands. I always feel like it's slightly too small. Like, even as a kid, I felt it was slightly too small. Maybe I just have, like, weirdly big hands.
You do have weirdly big hands.
I know what they say about people with big hands.
Big
They
feet.
buy big gloves.
They can choke big necks.
Wow, we all went slightly different directions on this one. Like, I never have really liked that controller very much. And, like, every time I use it, it just... Even, like, I'm using first-party Nintendo ones, and I just never understood the hype behind it, because people are like, oh yeah, it's like the greatest controller ever made for 2D games.
Oh,
It is really
And I
comfy,
just-
to be fair.
Not really. I still think the Genesis one's better.
Genesis one is a little bulky, which isn't
Yeah, but, like,
bad,
it
but,
feels-
like,
it-
six button Genesis controllers aside.
Look, it feels real good in the hands, and like when I lose to you, it has some weight to it. You know, you can hit someone with it.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna smash into pieces first.
I don't know about that. The Genesis is pretty durable, and the controllers, like, I have a bunch of them, and they're solid as hell. Like,
yeah, Genesis
not-
does.
Genesis does, but Nintendo. You know what I'm saying?
They feel a little chunky. I don't know if they'd be particularly durable with a thick hit to the head.
Yeah, you're
But then again,
gonna
you
find
know
out how
what-
chunky
We're
they
gonna-
are.
The next Thunder Club tier list: which controller is best to hit someone else in the face with?
A
Yeah, I was
spoiler
gonna
alert,
say-
it's a tie between the N64 and the Duke.
Yo, that Duke was heavy as shit. Yeah.
Also,
Well, I
we
feel
might
like
be
the
arguing
N64
the Sega Saturn controller with the control stick might be a contender in there because that thing's massive.
Oh, you're right.
Jesus, yeah.
I don't know. I could hit you with the Jaguar one, and then you could
Dude, that thing's like
call
a
the
brick.
authorities at the same time.
Did we rename this just the Violence podcast?
Wow, we really did get
Guys,
aggressive
was-
towards each other from these hot
I was
takes.
gonna bring up, let's make a separate tier list for controllers that you can shove up somebody's ass.
Oh, don't worry. We are having
terms
the
of discomfort.
Thunderstorm Controller Storm podcast storm eventually.
Storm.
Yeah,
You're a
storm.
sad, strange little man.
Can we have the N64 on the tier list 3 different times?
Ooh, we should.
For each prong. Actually, 4.
For each-
One for each prong and the other one like the backside.
Kaz, I have something to show you. This is about the N64.
Fuck yeah.
Look at that. You were right. The 3 official ways.
Oh my god, he's
Look at
right!
that. He was right.
I just gotta use my third hand.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sliv, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, it's too bad my hand isn't a cock. I mean, my cock isn't a hand.
What the fuck?
While we went from hot takes to confusing takes.
Just gotta use my snack. All right, let's move on. Let's mosey. Let's get out of fucking controller town.
All right. I think. Well, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like all the developers that talk about how they're making such a difficult game, blah blah blah. I think it's all bullshit because I think modern day developers are too stupid to understand the difference between actual difficulty and artificial difficulty, right? Like if I die in a game because it's my fault because I jumped too early or like I'm using the wrong weapon or something, that's fine. But too many games, like in developers, make situations impossible. Like 3 guys throw fucking 20 grenades that roll down, a roof, ricochet through a window, fall down a staircase, and like fly up my asshole, and then I die. It makes zero fucking sense.
Sounds like the developers of One Day for Ched.
Yeah, I was about to say. Just suddenly 20 enemies and you're dead.
So are you? So you're saying difficulty in games nowadays is just unfair?
Yeah,
for the sake of being unfair.
Yeah, I feel like developers that try to make hard games these days don't understand what difficulty is supposed to be, or they don't understand how to achieve good difficulty. So they just go for like the cheap shot.
Right. So I'm right, and Dark Souls is bullshit.
I mean, there's probably a lot of situations in Dark Souls that kind of are bullshit, and other ones that aren't. But I mean, you could actually make that argument.
Achievement unlocked. Wah wah. I have won the moral victory as well. Yeah. I mean, it depends on the developer, I mean,
like, have you ever played?
It depends on the game too.
Veteran?
Sorry, say that again.
Have you ever played COD on Veteran?
Oh yeah. Where just bullets fire from every fucking direction.
Yeah, you got like bullets literally flying around corners and popping.
Dude, yeah. This is. I was gonna say, this was a hot take I didn't even think of, but like most first-person shooters on the highest difficulty, just it's not even about being a challenge. It's just bullshit. It's just finding the right fucking rock to hide behind, and then just popping out, shooting somebody for 0.5 a second, and then popping back in. Like, there's almost no fucking strategy to it, and it's just monotonous. That's one of the reasons I love the sidetrack, but that's one of the reasons I love the Doom series, is because there is no cover. It's all just you knowing the Doom dance and performing it either spectacularly or spectacularly horrible and dying. But no, I'd agree with that. Veteran difficulty in almost any Call of Duty is absolute horseshit. And man, I'm really the agreeing guy tonight, huh?
Hot take. Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal is just the equivalent of Dark Souls but with guns.
What
That's not
the
a hot
fuck
take? You just
did you
wrong.
just say? Explain yourself.
You either get it or you don't. Get good at either game.
What? That doesn't make any sense, though. There's so many levels to why that's not true.
Literally everything you just said
Dark Souls
was
literally
wrong.
has a leveling system and stats that you can progressively get.
Yes, but you could
There
also
is no
just not
progression
level
in
up at all.
Doom.
Oh, you make your way through the game, don't you? But it's hard as nails.
Fucking god! Every game has progression then!
Yes, it
Oh,
does
you make
have
your way
progression.
through fucking Metal Gear Solid. I guess that's also the Dark Souls of stealth games.
No, man, the Dark Souls of stealth games is Dark Souls if you play it right.
What the fuck? Amazing take, bro. Thanks.
No, but actually, Dark Souls and Doom are both tough as nails, and if you can't get through either of them based solely on their difficulty,
Here's the difference. Doom has the ability to choose which difficulty you play on. And as well, like, you don't go backwards in terms of what you can do. You don't go backwards in terms of what you've worked towards unlocking if you die in Doom, to my understanding.
Man, I could pick apart this fucking statement all night, and we would be here for fucking 50 minutes. No! They're just... No! They're not one and the same at all!
Ultra Nightmare is the intended difficulty for Doom, is it not?
No! I don't think... No!
I'm pretty sure
No!
it is.
It's a fucking... That's a whole other thing. That's for, like, the people who are crazy good at the game and want to attempt to beat all in one go. But no, what? Who the fuck is like, yeah, oh yeah, just pick up Doom Eternal and play it on the hardest difficulty. Hey, by the way, if you die, you have to restart your entire save. Nobody's fucking doing that. Nobody is doing that. That's not how the fuck is that the intended fucking difficulty.
Sorry, my bad. Ultra Violence is the intended difficulty, which is what, a step above
Nightmare?
normal? Pardon? Yeah, one
I-
step below Nightmare.
Okay.
That's the intended difficulty. And no matter what, it's still
Yeah?
gonna be fucking tough as nails.
Sure.
Arguably,
But that doesn't make it Dark
Yeah.
Souls.
arguably it's the same difficulty as Dark Souls, just in a different genre.
By your argument, Crash Bandicoot is the Dark Souls of platformers. That is what you're saying right now.
Is it not?
Oh my god.
Then what is the Dark Souls of platformers?
It's Mario! Mario's the Dark Souls of platformers. You
Oh,
can lose all your progress and level and go to the fucking beginning if you die!
Yes, because I don't save my game.
What?
I'm moving on.
I'm not letting
done
you
with
move
this
on.
conversation.
Your issue with Dark Souls is that you don't save the game.
No, it's not. No, it's not! You can save the game. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking? What?
Save your game, you idiot.
It's not about saving the game. It's about fucking losing the souls I fucking got.
And
like
you
20
know
minutes ago.
when you're gonna lose your souls? When you don't save the game.
My fucking god.
Stop at a bonfire, save your game.
No, I'm
move
done.
on.
I'm done. This is bait. This is bait. I'm out. I'm out. This is so fucking bait.
No,
All right.
Kaz is just
Okay.
bad at video
Please,
games.
God,
named
please
Dark
get us out of
Souls.
here. I'm so no.
Consider we're talking about FPS games. How about this? And I do believe this. With the exception of stuff made by Valve and the Halo series for the most part, FPS games peaked in the 90s.
No. I disagree. I
You saw
disagree.
the birth and the apex of the genre.
I don't
With
believe
the
we saw
exception of
I believe we saw the renaissance and a giant shift in the genre, but I think when you take into account all of the different games that have spawned off of and built off of what was made then, like, I think it's only improved. Like, Deep Rock Galactic, it exists. Like,
We're out of the era of the wartime shooter too. Like, yeah, we still have your
Are we,
CODs.
though?
Well, you have your CODs and your battlefields, but name any other wartime shooter that's still big.
I mean, if there were any more, the fucking market would be
Where's
like,
your Medal
super
of
saturated.
Honors? Right?
Well,
Not around
They
anymore.
still exist. No, they are. They exist. There was one that just came out for VR, wasn't it?
well, yeah, actually, yeah, there was for VR.
Yeah,
Huh?
I know because I saw it at the Game Awards,
At the Game
and I
Awards.
said it was so realistic. You feel like the gun.
Yeah, you did.
Hashtag.
But every first
put it
person
in the
shooter
cards.
isn't just like a wartime shooter now.
No, I know
There's
that.
variety.
I do think FPS has largely peaked, but I wouldn't say it was the 90s. I would say the last time that we had a shooter that completely threw everything on its head would have been Call of Duty 4, because ever since then, everything is still mostly replicating Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, I can agree. Everything's still pretty much Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
Ren, while I disagree with you, I will say that one of the first things people said about Doom 2016 is we love it because it's not Call of Duty, because it does emulate things and that feeling of playing Doom from back then.
Yeah.
I still prefer it over old Doom, but I mean, that's mainly because my main interaction and entry into the series was Doom 2016. But I just agree. Fuck your hot take.
I do
Finally, I
understand
want
where
people
you're
to
coming
scream.
from, though. I get it.
Yeah. It is a good point, though.
Like, I think Heretic and Hexen are a lot better than most of the shooters and shit that have come out these days, and we're never going to get something that good again. Although technically they're not shooters.
With that said, on the flip side, GoldenEye is comically overrated.
Agreed.
That's
I
not even
agree
like really a
with
hot
that.
take, because that most people.
Agreed. 100%.
If you didn't play GoldenEye when it was new, you can't play it.
Unplayable.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is so many people credit GoldenEye with like creating the standard of how a FPS should work on a controller, and like that's like the first time we had a good one. I don't think so, because I don't think it controlled very good. I would say that should actually go for the first Halo, because that's the first time it actually felt proper on a controller.
I don't know about that. There was the first tool, like modern control scheme for a FPS was like an Alien versus Predator game. And like that game was critically panned for having like extremely confusing controls, but it was literally just what we use now.
It's just ahead of its time. Nobody understood.
Yeah, no one understood using two sticks, one to control the camera, one to move.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, and that was before. That was, I believe, before Halo, obviously, because Halo was just twin sticks. I believe.
Yeah. But
It's been a hot second. Like, it's been a hot minute since I played Halo. I played it like a month ago, but
Yeah. Citation needed, but that's actually a really interesting point.
That's fair. Yeah.
And like, I'm trying to remember release dates. Wouldn't Doom 64 have come out before GoldenEye?
Let me check. Actually, I'm not sure.
Didn't Doom 64 still have basically the same Doom controls, though?
So, GoldenEye was August 1997.
And Doom 64 was March 97.
So yeah, Doom 64 came out way before, and people love that game. So like, I never understand. Like, it's hard to understand why people are like, oh yeah, GoldenEye revolutionized how people like. It's why people play FPS games on console. When you had like, Doom was doing it like nonstop before that.
I
Doom
think
64, did that have multiplayer?
that's the thing. That's what I was about to say. I think the difference is people remember the multiplayer the most.
Yeah, that is true.
And I guess that's there's the nostalgia of playing with your bros and the dipshit picking odd job. Holy moly, I can't say words tonight.
Job.
I need that other Red Bull real quick. I guess that outweighs the nostalgia of playing a single player game.
Oh yeah, perhaps.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not speaking for everyone. If we want to move on to the next one, I got a strange one.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. We need more stories where the main character fucks.
What?
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass serious. I am so fucking tired of these fucking adult characters in my video games giving each other googly eyes, and clearly throwing sexual innuendos, and
it amounts to nothing.
And the most recent example of this is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Cloud has 3 fucking girls that are all ready to jump his bones
Kaz,
at
no.
a moment's notice.
Kaz, just stop. No. This isn't
Okay.
No. This isn't like a meet and fuck Cloud. This is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like,
Okay,
I don't need to know who Cloud drills. Like, let's be real here. Cloud can just go off into, like, the back room and fucking massage the meat, fucking buff the bologna, whatever he wants. I don't need to know about it.
So I want to retort to this first, okay? You're saying it's Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 14 exists.
Okay.
It is a T for teen game, and there are multiple characters who are not only shown to have boned each other at several times. The weird boulder guy talks about how small his fucking dick is to you. There is ton of sexual inferences and implying, and I simply think that normalizing a healthy sexual relationship between two characters only serves to go against this fucking pearl clutching and this will they won't they bullshit that I see in a lot of fucking game stories.
Yeah, but Kaz, the one thing here you're missing is why is it needed? Like,
why not?
actually, why is it
why
needed?
is anything needed?
If it's not furthering the plot of the game or furthering the game as a whole, why have it in?
I mean, to be fair, all the shots of Tifa's tits aren't exactly furthering the plot. But,
True, but that's for you, not for Cloud.
The thing is it's the amount of relevance to it, right? It's the fact that all these characters dress and Google each other and act in a certain way around each other to the point where it's like they clearly like each other. And I'm like, for the record, this isn't saying I want callous, God of War sex scenes in every single fucking game.
No, what Kaz is trying to say is that he wants button masher mini games.
No! Fuck off! Stop saying my words!
What Kaz is saying is Ride to Hell Retribution was really progressive.
No. I'm saying that we should normalize sex between main characters, okay?
I don't think can agree with that in a mature rated game. I think that's
and again, mature, sure. Again, Final Fantasy 14, it's T for teen. It does it. I like that it does it. Me, Ren, and Sliv recently, we watched the Konosuba movie, which I think did it in a pretty funny way.
I wasn't there for that, so I did not watch it with
my
you guys.
bad. I'm a fucking moron. My apologies.
Wah.
Yeah, that's my hot take. More characters need to bone, and we need to normalize characters boning. Now, again,
it's just appealing to the male fantasy.
No,
Fuck
it's not.
off.
I actually have a hot take that sort of piggybacks on this that I think can kind of reinforce that. So, I think that developers that make mature rated games don't really understand what a mature game should be. Like, mature shouldn't just mean there's gratuitous blood and nudity.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a mature game with a bunch of adults, I want a story that actually talks about issues that adults actually care about. Because when it comes down to it, so many games are dumbed down for something that teenagers could understand, but they're mature just because they got a bunch of violence and shit. That's not enough. I feel like they could do so much more.
I disagree to an extent. I think that some games should obviously have a mature, a really mature story and all that. But I also think that a lot of games should more so try and stay away from getting too real. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be man, I just had a shitty day and I just want to not think about how crappy the world is. I'm gonna play
I don't even mean realism though.
Detroit living paycheck to paycheck simulator 2021.
So that's not necessarily what I mean. Although that is part of it. I think we should see some games with that kind of stuff. I think just the quality of the writing and even just how a lot of characters talk doesn't make sense to me in a mature game. Because a lot of times it's like they're talking like a bunch of fucking teenagers. I feel like literally every aspect of the writing and the narrative could be bumped up to make more sense. Because if I'm an adult playing an adult game, I want to be treated like an adult. You understand what I'm saying?
Commander Shepard goes to space prison because he unknowingly spread space aids on his spaceship.
Okay, that's not what I meant.
That was totally
It
whoosh.
was too real, bro.
What the fuck?
What, you don't want your Mass Effect to turn into an Ace Attorney game after you spread space aids from Garrus?
No,
Why space aids?
because they're in space.
Oh right,
Yeah,
idiot. My apologies.
What's wrong with you,
What's the
Rick? Why would
issue? I
it be
was-
regular aids?
You fucking moron.
Hot take. It should just be regular.
No, man, they're in the space.
I'm more a fan of the classics.
I have nostalgia for AIDS.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
I gotta say, the jokes in this episode are on point. I still have like a quite a few that would maybe cause an argument, but
Jesus,
I could-
Pick a couple of your best ones. And
okay.
let's have an argument.
Every game should have an "I'm totally lost" arrow. I'm talking like every single fucking like Metroidvania, or every single game that you swear to God you've gone from beginning to end, and you have tried every single function, and because you have neglected to pick up a key card in, warehouse factory floor 11, that's behind a invisible wall that is completely inconspicuous, that you didn't have any reason to go or check on, you cannot proceed, and you are forced to look up a guide. I think that every game that has some kind of... no, just fuck it. Every game should just have the button that says, I give up. Just tell me where to go.
Yeah, no, I disagree. Wholeheartedly disagree.
Why don't we just apply that to everything? I think like Microsoft Word should have that. Like when you're writing an essay, just I'm lost, and it just writes it for you.
You died once. Would you like Luigi to do the course for you?
I feel like
That's different.
I agree with the idea, but I think rather than just having a button that could be easily exploited, to me it would make more sense if it's kind of built into the game design, where if the game recognizes that you're struggling, or you're kind of going around the map in circles and not progressing after like a half hour or something, then it could say, hey, would you like a hint or something like that. I think would make more sense.
Arguably, that's more part of growing up than having games be too difficult, right?
What the fuck are you...
Whoa,
What are you talking about?
taking shots now. Like
Yeah, now I'm taking the shots. No, like if that happened when you were, let's say, 10, 11, would you have as much of a problem with it as you do right now at 26?
If a game
I think it
was
would have
designed
happened
like
more
that,
often.
Yeah, with infinitely more time when you were younger compared to now. Like, it's more of a time management thing and a time sink thing compared
I think,
to
like-
the game being necessarily...
there are times where I wish it
Confusing.
was. There are times that I wish something like that was there, but like I also think that it should not be in every game. There are some times where, you know what, you just gotta solve the puzzle, and if you're too dumb to figure out you're even working on a puzzle, then that's your fucking problem.
Although
Like,
I say that the way to fix that, honestly, would just be better game design. Like,
yeah, it does partially come
Yes.
into that.
where you can
Agreed.
progress through like 5 hours and then have to go all the way back because you didn't pick up one tiny item that was
Yeah.
completely inconspicuous, right?
Now,
game
games like that are few and far between now.
Yeah, but I mean, I've encountered enough of them over the years.
Yeah, I think we all have.
Yeah.
I don't know, just think of every time you've had to look up the answer online.
Hey, at least you don't gotta do that with PlayStation 5. It's built in. You press the, oh, help me now button, and it's like, okay, well, here's the guide for this puzzle.
True.
Is that actually
That's
a thing?
actually a feature with
Yeah, it's not like
PlayStation
game
5
help,
games. When you hit,
That's kind of dumb.
there's like a button
That's
in
all-
it, and
That's all.
it'll give you information on the level you're in, and it's like, okay, this is how this puzzle's done. Yeah.
I will say the one game that I have absolutely adored is Metal Gear Solid with its codec calls. There is a lot of obtuse puzzle solving in that game, And every time I have had the urge to look up a guide, I instead just called the colonel or whoever on my codec, and that game is actually incredibly good at giving you useful hints for figuring shit out, to the point where I actually never needed to use a guide. And that game's pretty cool on its own.
If I remember correctly, too, if the first hint wasn't good enough, you can call them, like, I think multiple times, and they would kind of, like, ramp up their hints.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. That's something that sort of works in the design of the game that kind of makes it a little more understandable.
Hot take. The Otacon ending of Metal Gear Solid 1 is the canon ending.
Well, it isn't.
Well, it is. Because
Meryl's not fucking dead.
Yeah, but in Metal Gear Solid 4, Old Snake is surprised that Meryl's alive because he thought she didn't make it off Shadow Moses.
What?
In Metal Gear Solid 4, Snake is surprised Meryl's alive because he thought Meryl didn't make it off Shadow Moses.
I don't remember that, and
it's only been 10 years since I fucking played that game, so
and that's what makes me believe.
But no, that's impossible.
The canon ending.
That's fucking impossible because there are cuts to the fight with Liquid that have never happened. That would have never happened in your scenario throughout the series. So no, fuck off.
No, are you telling me that Kojima fucked up on his own game series?
No, I think you fucked up.
No, I don't think I fucked up.
Cowabunga.
Hot take, I didn't fuck up. Everyone else fucked up.
Anyway, citation needed. Just go find that clip after and, prove us all wrong, I guess. I do not remember that. I guess I'll just rapid fire the rest. All cutscenes should be skippable. Fuck you.
No, we need more FF14 Praetoriums.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's completely understandable.
Okay, all right.
The ending of MGS4, that's a fucking an hour and a half for 2 videos.
Yeah. Okay, Pokemon games have been getting worse since Gen 3.
I wasn't done touching on your previous point, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. Let's go back. What would you hear?
Not all cutscenes should be skippable, but all credit sequences should be skippable.
Agreed. Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know. Like, whenever I get to a credit sequences, I go, I have a moment to kind of think back at the game I just finished, and then I get up and I go to the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah, I go take a fat shit, and then I come back 20 minutes later, and it's like, oh, it's still the credit sequence. Well, I guess I'm watching the credits for a while yet.
See, my thing with
go for a goddamn walk. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but what if something important to the plot happens?
It shouldn't happen in the fucking credits.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
I know.
But as far as cutscenes go, there have been times where I've played through a game, I've watched like a 5-10 minute cutscene, and then I die immediately after, and instead of giving me like a auto save, I have to go through the entire cutscene again just to,
there you go.
Stupid. So if I could
fucking
skip
horrible.
I've already seen it, that would make more sense.
Not even just that. Like, just think of all the gamers that just legitimately don't want to watch the story. They just don't give a shit. Just let them play the fucking game. There you go.
I feel like you're not getting the full experience if you're skipping every cutscene. Like, I don't care.
It's easy for us to say that, and I agree with you, but I don't think... I don't think you can just invalidate somebody's experience to just blanket say, yeah, you're enjoying the game less because you aren't... Because you're choosing to skip the story. Maybe with Doom Eternal, they're just absolutely fucking loving ripping and tearing, and they don't want absolutely anything to get in the way of that.
That's actually a game where, I can see that, yeah.
Now, if you're talking FF14, then you're going somewhere.
let's apply it to a different medium for a second. If I came to you and was like, oh man, my favorite movie's Scarface, and I'll tell you what though, every time I watch it, I just fast forward to that ending scene.
I don't think that equates though, because
I just fast forward to the last 5 minutes of the movie, and I love it. I love it because I see like everything go by. I never see any of the dialogue, but I really love the last 5 minutes of Scarface.
The thing is that those things don't equate because cutscenes are essentially a movie on their own, and gameplay is gameplay.
But it's part of the package.
It is part of the package, but there are like, you don't necessarily need to enjoy the story to enjoy the gameplay.
But I think the story plays a part in your enjoyment of the gameplay.
It can, but
Like, if there's no story to the game, and the gameplay is all that it has, that's a different thing. But if it's something like, let's say, The Last of Us, because it's a good medium of cover-based shooter with written, like, well-written storytelling. Like, yeah, you cannot give a fuck about the story, but it's like, okay, then you're just going from set piece to set piece, avoiding the zombie and killing the guy.
I mean, yeah, but shouldn't it be up to the player, though? If they want to skip because they say they've already seen a cutscene or something, why shouldn't they have the option?
I mean, if they've already seen the cutscene, maybe that's a different story.
That's a different story.
Like, if you have seen the cutscene already, then you've already gotten the story that's going to come from that. Unless, like, it's a situation where, like, that cutscene seamlessly moves into what you're doing. Because some games do that, and I think, like, you would obviously need to have at least some of the cutscene in there to kind of make that make sense.
Oh yeah, you can just skip to, like, the last 5 seconds or something.
now I gotta say, I do think we are split on this, because I still don't think it's I don't think it's right to say, yeah, because we think you should watch the cutscene to enjoy the game, doesn't mean that that's I don't believe that that's universal for absolutely everyone that plays video games. I think it's totally possible to enjoy any game while skipping cutscenes, especially Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal immediately comes to mind because they added skippable cutscenes, and it was like one of the best things that you could do for that game. I believe we're going to have to agree to disagree without a giant shouting match this time.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not one for losing my goddamn mind like someone in the room right now.
Yes, Sliver.
Yeah, Kaz.
Sorry, I guess I'm hogging on the last one. This is my last one, though. The No More Hero games are almost entirely carried by their style. A lot of that gameplay is
Kaz, can I correct you?
Incredibly monotonous. Sure.
All Suda51 and Grasshopper Manufacture games are style over substance.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then we see eye to eye. The fact of the matter is, as much as I love every single No More Heroes game, making you have to buy each boss is just padding. And it's kind of bullshit that they added it in the new one too. I haven't played the new. I will play the new one before the year ends, but
I still have to play 1 and 2 before the year ends because I decided to buy physical copies of those from limited.
I'm gonna come from a different direction on this. I think it's not so much that style is what carries the entire game, but style helps cover up for the weak points that the gameplay has. I think, like, as a game, it's still really fun. Like, I still remember really enjoying playing the first No More Heroes game.
And at the
That's
end
the
of
only
the
one I
day,
played.
isn't that all that matters, is that you had fun?
no!
No, you're wrong.
But yeah.
It's if I spend $38.74 on microtransactions and horse armor for my horse.
Yeah, Travis's horse was looking
How
pretty
come there
dope
were
by the
only
end of
3
that.
cocks in fucking cyberspace 2077?
Yeah, they should have had another cock expansion for
Hot take.
for cyberspace 2077.
For Spy vs. Spy 2077.
For Cyber Chase, starring Gilbert Gottfried as another bird 2077.
Suda did Killer is Dead, didn't he?
Killer is
Yeah.
Dead, the Catherine games.
Yeah, because, like, that's a game that I remember where it did have a lot of style. It was really gorgeous to look at, but the game itself was fucking terrible.
Yeah. I'm out of hot takes.
The Wii
Oh,
mode.
wait, no, sorry, one more.
You
Pokemon
go.
needs a hard mode.
That's not a hot take.
Pokemon needs a hard mode?
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
Pokemon needs a hard mode, but yeah, that's not a hot take.
It's too easy.
Way too easy.
I do disagree with you saying that Pokemon has only progressively gotten worse after Gen 3, because
Yeah.
I
Okay.
put that marker at Gen
Okay.
6. Gen 6 was the last playable generation for me.
I know you say that, but like, there's nothing wrong with Gen 7 minus a little bit of hand-holding issues. Like, it's still a perfectly fine Pokemon game. I think that Gen 8 is where things kind of fell off the wagon pretty hard, and like the signs were showing by the time Gen 7 rolled around. But like, it wasn't like the writing was on the wall that like, oh yeah, this will be the last game to have all the Pokemon in it and all that.
Oh no, like, the writing wasn't on the wall, but looking at it with a little bit of hindsight, I can say that Gen 6 was my last enjoyable Pokemon experience. I wasn't a fan at all of 7, and I'm not going to touch 8 with a 10-foot pole. I'm not going to encourage Game Freak with my meager $70.
Yeah, but dude, what about Let's Go?
Ha! Oh god, I peaked my audio there, nasty. But yeah, I bought that, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's
Certainly not as much as I peaked my audio.
No,
But did you have fun with it?
I got to Misty and lost in a Let's Go game.
Ooh,
So
so you
what
just
you're
suck
saying is-
balls.
yeah, maybe you needed the hand holding.
Yeah, yikes, dude.
I didn't need the hand-holding in Gen 7 when I had to get to the Future Foundation or whatever the fuck they're called.
What I will say is I don't believe that Pokemon peaked to Gen 3. I think that you could argue 5 or 6 depending on what flavor of Pokemon you like more, but I think it's one of those would actually be where things peaked.
If you could just build and improve off 6, I think that would have been a great point where Pokemon potentially could have been right now.
I don't know. I think in terms of the actual core gameplay, nothing was really improved past 3. I
3
think.
out of 10, too much water.
Okay, well, you're technically right. However, I think the last truly really good idea for the Pokemon series was double battles. There you go. Big fat hot take.
Mega Evolution was cool. I didn't like Z moves though.
It was all right. I don't know.
I kind of wish double battles had just become the norm going forward, and that might be a hot take.
No, that I entirely agree. I wish there was an entire game around that. Oh wait, it was Pokemon Coliseum, baby.
NXT and XD.
That's right.
Yeah,
Fifth
what about
fucking
Pokemon Extreme
podcast.
Darkness?
5th fucking podcast. I mentioned that goddamn game. All right, I'm out of hot takes. How about you guys?
Hot Takes is a
Calling
food
it.
stand at the movie theater.
Oh damn. Yeah, it is. It's the freaking thing at Cineplex.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Not a hot take. Movie tickets cost too goddamn much, but I haven't paid for a movie ticket in like 5 years because I have so many scene points. I'm almost at it. I got like an email saying I had like a free movie, so I think I'm down to 1.
Yeah.
So I can see one more movie for free, and then I actually have to pay for it like a normal human being. That was way off topic, but it was technically related to hot takes.
Movies? Hot take, Venom 2 was trash?
How was that a hot take, my dude?
I know, right?
Yeah, bro, we all
I
saw
just
it.
want to bring it up again that it was trash.
Yeah,
I think I'm more likely to have the hot take in that it was still pretty enjoyable. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it's still trash, and I won't end up ever watching it again.
I think I'm on the precipice of actually not enjoying it, honestly. I
enjoyed it. I like some of the dumb jokes.
For me, it was so much worse than the first. Like, the first wasn't good. I thought it was okay, not great. But the second, like, all the sort of, like, one-liners and the sort of quirky comedy from Venom.
Venom at a rave, baby.
Yeah, like, it all fell flat, and I thought it was so dog shit that if they come out with Venom 3, I'm probably not going to watch it. Because I I don't give a shit about the direction that they're going at this point because it seems like they're just getting worse.
Unless there's Spider-Man in it.
I think that's just superhero movies in general, though.
I mean, maybe, but what was it, Shang-Chi or whatever that just came out and everybody loves it?
Oh, I heard that one was really good, actually.
Yeah, like I think it's hit and miss. I will say whoever's working on Venom is just a consistent miss, but you know.
Well, we had some pretty spicy takes this time around. We had some yelling, which is everything's all coming together. I'm slowly crushing Thunder Club apart from the inside. So I'm glad
this is the division of the century. We're gonna have separate podcasts next time, and there is a definite rift in this friendship after this episode. I can assure all of you.
So let us know in the comments which way you play your N64 controller.
Which way you swing, bro?
Which way you swing with your N64 controller? Maybe give us some hot takes. You know, comment like, "Yeah, Thunder Club's the greatest ever," and that would be a pretty hot take, I'm sure. Anyway, I've been Rin. With me has been Kaznarius.
Cowabunga time has left the suck hole.
Sliv.
Do you think Sonic's feet are just his shoes?
I'm not humoring it. The Pork Chopper.
I think objectively, Superman 64 is probably a much better game than Majora's Mask.
Wait, actually, before we finish out, Superman 64, if you set it to easy mode, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
We have to piss.
Who has to piss?
Bye, everybody!
Bye, everybody. Follow us on Twitter at THNDRCLUB. And you can check out our Twitch hot take. We're never using it ever again at twitch.tv/ThunderClub. I've been Ren, and we'll see you all.
I'm a snack!
I'm a Sliv.